right. We're back. Episodes 13 and 14 are we have today. I believe today's episode is Flame versus Full Metal, which I am super excited about because I love this episode and Ed and Roy are my two favorite characters. So, like, of course I'm going to love an episode focused on specifically them. This is also a manga episode. It is adapting, I believe, 2 side stories from the manga, which is Flame versus Full Metal, obviously, and then the one where Hawkeye finds takes in Black Coyote, right? Because Fury gives the dog to Hawkeye. Yes, that is what we're covering today. I am so excited for this one. I love these bonus chapters, and I remember really enjoying this episode. We'll probably reference those chapters a little bit throughout, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just here to enjoy this episode, honestly. I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while.
What do you think is the matter? Once again, I'll have to listen to Colonel Sarcasm tell me how I screwed up.
Struck out on the Philosopher's Stone again, huh? How am I supposed to keep funding this goose chase? Money doesn't grow on trees, there, Chief. Ed, where'd you run off to? Oh, wait, there you are. I couldn't see you there behind my paperwork. Seeing as how you're so short and all. Ha, 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 ha.
Wow. Ed really popped off with that one. That was good. Also, tell you who else popped off? The animators. Damn. Okay. I don't think that bit warranted that level of animation, but I'm here for it.
What's the problem, Breda?
Havoc, be careful! It's on the loose! There's nothing protecting us! Over there! Over there!
Black
Care to explain this
Coyote!
one, Fallman?
It is a dog,
My main
Lieutenant.
man.
Carnivorous canine mammal.
You can't just go picking up any stray you see.
It's not any stray. He called to me. He's wet and hungry. Can't we
Me,
keep him?
though.
No, Wow. Now go put it back where you found it.
Apologize right now.
I hate you, brother. You're not even human.
Come on now, don't run. Think of the kitten.
I know. I am. I'm the only one who is.
What? No. Why are you making this sad? Huh? This is supposed to be a funny bit. No.
Wow.
Oh, 3, why do you do this to me? Oh. Okay. Way to make it sad. Huh. I wasn't prepared for that. This was supposed to be a funny episode, aside from the ending, which I do remember. But, okay. Thanks for that, I guess.
Yeah, and now a town ripe for uprising is under the rule of the military again. Wait a minute, is that what you were planning all along?
You know, I've heard an odd rumor about Xenotime and its land baron Mugiar. Apparently, he's missing and his mansion collapsed.
Yeah, Xenotime. Now where is that again? That's a city, right?
O3 is really leaning into, like, this whole master manipulator Mustang thing. And at first I was kind of into it because it was just enough, you know? It was just enough that I was like, I like that. I like how you showcased that in the, like, train one. But it's like every time he shows up, there's another, like, conspiracy. What's the word? That's not the word I'm looking for. Like, thing. Like, master manipulator. He masterminded the whole thing. And I'm like, okay, he can't have planned out every single thing. Come on, guys. He's like, this is the problem with a lot of people, is they take Mustang to be the tall, dark, handsome, mysterious character, and he's just not. He's kind of pathetic. He's like a wet towel of a human being in the manga. I love him. That's why he's my favorite character, because he acts like this, but he's not really like this. And it makes for the greatest character ever. And O3 has leaned fully into he is that, and I'm just like, okay, I get you were working with limited info, limited characterization. That is the impression you get from him initially. But it's a little disappointing, because I'm just like, but he's so pathetic. I don't know. It's to the point that it's excessive. Because it's like everything that has happened up to this point has leaned into this master manipulator thing, and I'm like, okay, yes, a little bit. He does pull strings, he is a master manipulator. But he's also an idiot. And I feel like they're missing the idiot element of it. And I need the idiot element back. I miss my idiot, okay? I miss him. I don't know how to articulate it exactly. But it's just like, okay, this is getting excessive, guys.
Maybe I should have you file a report on the red water, too. I almost forgot. We had a little inquiry from a detective in Akroya.
I don't need to be reminded
So
of
tell
this.
me, is it true Siren's a real 10 under the mask?
Hey! Please! I thought this was behind us. Guys, please. Mustang, please. I wanted to put it behind me. I didn't want this to get brought up again. Don't add to the... I'm okay. Okay, we're just gonna... Alright. Whatever.
Settle down, Edward.
Oh, okay, so they are sticking with he calls him Edward. While editing the, like, Shao Tucker episodes and stuff, I noticed he called him Edward a couple more times. But this is now 3 years later. So, yeah, they are literally just sticking with he calls him Edward. Okay, cool. Good to know. Oh, this bitch! What is he doing here? Oh, Armstrong. Is this the
What
first time
brings me this
Armstrong?
pleasant surprise, Brigadier General?
As of today, we'll be taking over this East HQ as our temporary central command.
May I ask what's wrong with the one in Central, sir?
I know, Mustang. I asked the same thing. Sorry for the hassle.
Bradley.
Everybody at ease
Oh.
now.
Fuhrer Bradley, welcome, sir.
Your job is not to ask questions, Colonel. The Fuhrer and his staff will run this place, both to operate as central command and to observe the region. I trust you'll make us comfortable.
That is Sloth, right? I think that's Sloth. Because Azumi's kid is Wrath, and Bradley is Pride. And then Greed, Envy, and Lust are the same as they are in the manga.
Look, can you believe how big Alicia's gotten? She can even ride a tricycle now. She follows me everywhere on that thing, like my own escort of cuteness.
Yep, you're the same as ever, Major. Nice and insane.
I've got more pictures. Want to see?
Maybe later, okay? Anyway, if you knew this transfer was gonna happen, you could have warned Mustang.
Not a chance. I had to see the look on Roy's face. Oh, by the way, I'm a lieutenant colonel now.
What a legend. What an icon, actually. That is best friend behavior right there. If there ever was best friend behavior, that's it right there.
I forgot to mention something earlier. What with the pictures?
Get to the point!
Fine, I will. Rude little. As I was saying, due to conditions,
did
your
he say
assessments
right
will be
there?
held here, Ed.
Assessment?
Something earlier. What with the pictures?
Get to the point!
Fine, I will. Rude little.
He calls him... That's pretty funny. I couldn't understand what he said, but he says rude little, like under his breath. That's pretty funny. I like that. Okay, not gonna lie, I'm kind of into this version of Maze. He's got such like a... There's just a silly guy attitude here. Like, he's not that different from Manga Hood, but there's just more of him. So it's more just expanding on what we were already given. And so that's kind of fun. It's good. I'm enjoying Maze's character in this.
Battle assessment? Sounds weird.
Does the army really do that?
Yeah, sometimes the alchemists go up against each other in a mock battle and they're graded on how they use their skills.
Okay, so in the manga, that's the wrong manga, that is the Black Coyote one, this is the Flame versus Full Metal one. I have so many manga scattered on my desk right now. This is getting excessive, guys. So, Edward doesn't set up the fight in the manga. It's literally just like Team Mustang is debating who is stronger, like who would win in a fight. It's literally power scaling. Like Team Mustang is literally power scaling. I can't talk. Power scaling Ed and Mustang being like, who would win in a fight? And it turns into this big debate. And then eventually it escalates to them actually fighting. Which is really funny because it leads to our very first meeting of King Bradley in the manga. Is just him authorizing the fight. That's really funny. I'm into it. The rest of it's all pretty much the same, but that little bit is different. Ed does not orchestrate it. He agrees to it, like, immediately. He's just like, hell yeah. But he does not come up with the idea.
Sir? Dog, huh? I love dogs!
Really? You mean
Iconic.
Of course! Dogs embody loyalty. They follow their master's commands above all else. Be a jerk to them and they don't complain and they never once beg for a paycheck. Trust me, Fury, they're the great servants of man. Loyal canine, how we salute thee.
Well, you're awfully manic today, sir. I figured that challenge would worry you some.
Come on, the Fuhrer knows it wouldn't be fair with me against the kid. I'd love to show off my valor, but there's no way he's going to allow it.
That sounds like a very interesting fight.
Yep, there it is. There's exactly what I was talking about.
But Fuhrer, I say it because it's true. And when I'm Fuhrer, there will be changes. That day, all female officers will be required to wear tiny miniskirts!
You're a miracle, Mustang. I'll follow you for the rest of my life.
Yes.
Is the miniskirt thing something from the manga? It's not in the Flame vs. Full Metal bit. Okay, yeah, it's from one of the like 4-panel comics. Okay, that's where it's from.
Alchemist, get set! Ready and What?
Too slow.
Damn it, that was a cheap shot!
A soldier favors haste over cleverness. Means there are no cheap shots, Edward. Strike quickly and you'll end it quickly too. This is hard. He's such a small target.
Oh, you going small!
If your opponent is of choleric temper, seek to irritate and never fall for an enemy's taunts. Okay, maybe I overdid it. All war is deception. Think your enemy has a weakness and it becomes his strength. Remember that.
Just end it.
You don't have to ask.
Oh, PTSD. Woo! Yeah, you gotta throw in that PTSD, man.
All right, that's far enough.
Okay, so the manga version of it just has Mustang win. Like, just straight up, he just annihilates him. No PTSD, no angst. This is all just O3's nice little extra spice. Mainly because it's just a comedic extra chapter, just a comedic bonus chapter. But yeah, that was always kind of like the main difference I remembered between the two, was that this one has it end a little more in a draw, while the manga is just like, nah, Mustang completely annihilates him. It's like barely even a fight. But aside from that, I do want to talk about the fight because it's a really cool scene. Because, like, obviously, we can infer here that Mustang is teaching Edward. He's using this as an advantage to genuinely teach the kid things about combat and fighting that he knows Edward doesn't know because Edward is a stupid child. And I just think that's a really cool thing, and especially it coming from, like, a comedic bonus chapter, just cool character moment of Mustang being somewhat of a teacher without Ed even realizing that's what he's doing, is I think just like a really cool characterization for moment for Mustang, because this is still very early on in the manga. It is volume 3. It is at the very end of volume 3, so it is like super early on. Let me see, what was the last thing that happened in the manga before that comes up? But of course, I don't know exactly when this is set in the timeline. Since it's a bonus chapter, it kind of exists separate from the main storyline. But yeah, lab number 5 is the last thing that had happened before the bonus chapter. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that I always found really cool. And also, I just love, like, character teaching another character during fight. I always think that's a cool trope. And I think it's a cool bit of characterization to just showcase the fact that Mustang won. He didn't want to do this. He was kind of forced into it. But he took advantage of it to be from the get-go. Was like, well, if we're going to do this, I might as well teach the kid something. And I think that's really cool. I love this moment. I love this scene. I love that chapter. I love this episode. And then 03, of course, has to sprinkle in the little extra spice with Ishval.
An excellent fight by two skilled alchemists.
We are honored by your compliment, Führer.
Don't stop us now. We're not done yet.
Homie recovered from that
may be
flashback
true,
real
but
quick.
if I let you go on,
This goes back more years than I care to admit, but there was something called the Ishbal Rebellion.
Part of the Eastern Rebellion, right? When the people of Ishbal clashed with the military.
Oh yeah, this is when it was pronounced
saw-
Ishbal instead of Ishval. Don't we love translation errors? Also, I think it's really interesting that Mustang is actually talking about it. I mean, he does talk about it a little bit in the manga, but there's actually a line way later on, like way past what 03 would have had to go off of. So I'm not holding this against 03 at all. But there is a very specific line later on in the manga when Ed asks Riza about Ishval. He says that he asked Mustang about it and Mustang refused to tell him. We never see this interaction take place, but we hear about it from Ed after the fact. So Mustang, as implied by Ed's dialogue, seems to have a refusal to talk about Ishval with Ed. And that's why Ed goes to Riza instead.
About Lior, that desert town in Ed's report. Are you aware that General Hakuro's detachment has been dispatched over there? I hear it's turning into a pretty ugly civil war.
Oof.
Ed said their prophet Cornello had been removed as a sham, and the people would open their eyes. But a priest is still there and going strong, and now he's calling his followers to this uprising. I can't say for sure if it's the same guy who Ed fought, though. You think you should send Ed in to investigate?
Ed believes he saved that town. It's one of the first successes he's had. I'll let him keep thinking that for a while. He'll learn the truth soon enough. We always do.
I like that. I like that a lot. That is very in line with Mustang. Ooh, I like that so much. Because, you know, like, Manga Hood, you have the whole, like, he lies about Hughes' death to Ed and Al and Winry in the manga. That almost feels like this show's version of that. I really like that. I don't think Manga Hood ever, like, directly addresses Mustang not telling Ed about Lior. He finds out about it way later on. But it never really brings up the fact that Mustang didn't tell him about it. But this one doing this, I really like that. That is Mustang right there. That is, like, one of the first times during 03 that I have really felt like I was watching Mustang's character.
I'm sorry, Al. It's just the best we can do.
So, isn't it about time you told me?
How did you make that out of a box? I almost went a whole episode. Guys, I almost made it a whole episode. I almost made it a whole episode. Hang on. I'm not crazy, am I? Yeah, it's just a wooden box. Oh. Woo, too far. I almost made it a whole episode. Ugh. I was so close. I was so close. Okay.
You will win. They'll find you. You're a barbarian, nothing more.
Nice. He just like popped like a grape. That was a good episode. That was fun. I almost made it a whole episode without commenting on the alchemy though. Anyway. But the episode itself was great. I had such a good time. Alright. Episode 14. I have no idea what this episode is. Let's just do it. Oh, it's trauma. That's what the episode is gonna be.
What else can I do? I've forgotten what I originally looked like.
Oh my goodness. Why does Envy sound so sexy?
Shoot if you want, but I won't die. You're the only one who might get hurt.
Oh, wow. Yo, I love this. Yes. Let Alphonse be a little unhinged.
I see. When I left, I stole all the research I compiled at the time. Their
That's a
books,
really
my
big ass
notes.
table. Oh.
The Sage's Stone, the Celestial Stone,
Why are you
the Great
here?
Elixir, the Red Tincture, the Next Element. Did you really think a substance of so many
How did
names
this guy
would be
find out where
limited to
Marco
just the
was?
form of a stone?
Did he just follow Ed?
Brigadier Gron.
An unstable, defective product, different from the true stone. But during the rebellion, it did augment our abilities and make us tremendously powerful.
Okay. Okay. That was a lot. I just threw my pillow. I had a pillow I was holding in my lap, and I just threw it when that happened. Okay. This is excessive. Could the Philosopher's Stone do this? I mean, I guess technically it could, I guess. I don't know why you would. This is insane. I don't even know what to say about this one. I feel like it's self-explanatory. I don't need to say anything about it. This is... okay.
You can't take me back. I can't go back to that place. It's too much. I can't take it.
Again, though, how did Boscron just follow Ed? Is that how he found Marco? I don't know how Boscron found Ed, Marco, other than following Ed. And what was Armstrong doing? Because Armstrong doesn't seem to be with Boscron. Oh no. Oh, star jump scare. Oh no. That's not good.
Just as I got my hands on this.
Woo! Your face exploded!
Get away!
Oh, that was graphic. Hell yeah. It's so squishy. Like his brains.
That face. That's the guy I saw in Central 3 years ago. I'm sure of it.
Hell of a memory, dude.
But never mind that.
To be fair, it is a
This
memorable
is messed
face.
up. My mind's telling me to run.
Oh, this
My
is a
legs
scene
are
from the
frozen
manga.
stiff.
But different.
He knows my name too? What's going on here? What have I ever done to make enemies? Okay, bad question.
Yeah,
but nothing
yeah.
bad enough to kill me over.
Well, you killed the guy, so...
Too slow.
Oh, brother!
Ow!
Don't mistake your fortune. That alchemy was designed for human flesh. That's why you escaped with only a dent. This time. Stay out of this.
I really shouldn't have done anything.
My only
to
enemies
him.
are state alchemists and
Unless
those
it
who
was just the
stand
force
between.
of his hand.
I'm an alchemist too. I may not have a state certification, but
Why do you seek death?
I don't.
I understand exactly how it feels to watch your brother murdered before your eyes, when you can't do a thing. In fact, maybe I'll show Ed!
Jesus, okay.
I told you you're too slow.
I'm, just so you know, like, I'm clenching the seat right now.
So your right arm begets nothing but destruction also.
Don't you start with that.
I'm so stressed.
We're nothing alike, pal.
I do love how Ed is just like not another bitch being like, we're so much alike. He's so sick of it. Me too, bro. Me too. Armstrong, my beloved!
What's he doing here?
Armstrong, my beloved!
For Dr. Marco?
I'm sorry I'm late. The Lieutenant Colonel ordered me to tail you as protection.
You used it?
Oh, I love that.
I heard you on my way in here. You say you're an agent of God. Well, then why don't you try passing judgment on me? That's Alex Louis Armstrong, the strong-arm alchemist.
Legend.
What a righteous day this is turning into. That you would come here and save me the tribulations of finding you. Blessed God full of grace.
Don't pray just yet. You're facing the technique that's been passed down the Armstrong line for generations. That's hardly a blessing.
Not gonna lie, legendary way to introduce Armstrong's character. This is hype as hell.
We're not interested in helping. You're here for control. This is our village, not yours. We're the only ones who can make it better. We'll fix it ourselves. We've got legs. We'll get up and use them.
Oh, legendary. I love her. Pop off, queen. I say that knowing what happens.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Episode 15, the Ishbal Massacre.
No.
We didn't know anything about the bloodshed, but you can't use ignorance to escape responsibility.
That is true.
Not with him.
Oh. Okay, so we're going into the fight in East City, kind of reconverging with the manga a little bit here. Okay, that's cool. That was a good batch of episodes. I feel good about this one. That was good. I'm a little curious as to how the Marco stuff is going to play out, because now it seems like Ed and Marco are on the run from the military, which is interesting. I don't know how that's going to all play out. And again, I really do remember less of this show than I thought I did, because literally that entire episode, not in my memory. I'm just like, I haven't seen any of this, even though I have. I don't remember it at all. So that's kind of cool. This seems like, though, just based on this preview, that we are like reconverging with the manga here. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, 2 really good episodes. This was a fun session. This was a fun one. Man, I had a good time with this one. Hell yeah. I love it when I feel good after recording. Hell yes. Anyway, that was fun. I enjoyed it. 2 really good episodes. I don't have a lot to say beyond that. But yeah. I'll see you in the next one, man.